Okay, we're recording. So the first thing we're going to do tonight is we are going to start on stories. So I want you to first, if you have, oh, sorry, mine automatically came on sound. If you have not posted to stories in the last hour or two, go ahead and post to your stories first thing. And we'll take about 5 minutes to do that. If you have posted on your stories, the next task that we're going to do is interacting in stories. So you can just move right into that task. So first things first, post something and then move. I'm just going to make it one big task. Okay. So we're going to do that for 10 minutes. So post something to your stories and then interact for the remainder of the 10 minutes. Okay. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and start the timer, but I'm going to say this. I always say this, but my rule of thumb is that when I'm interacting on stories, I like to, um, scroll a little while, right? Because the first people that you see on your stories are typically going to be the same people every single time you open your stories, or they're not going to change that much. So I like to scroll through my stories and then start at just a random spot. And when I'm interacting in my stories, I like to do 3 words or more on one, like just one story out of however many they have. And then I swipe to the next one, because the goal here is to get as many interactions in as you can during this 10 minutes. So for those of you that just hopped on, we are posting, if I could talk, to our stories first, and then we are interacting in our stories after we post. And the timer is set. We have about 9 minutes left.
Hey, while you guys are doing that, I'm gonna add in something like Sarah was mentioning, finding new people to interact with. And why this is so important is because you run out of your warm market. And then a lot of people are like, oh, I don't know anybody, or I'm stuck, or I can't find anybody, or nobody's interacting with my stuff. And that's the problem. You're stuck with the same people. You have to do this very consistently. I won't say every single day, but you need to be switching it up really, really consistently. It's fine if you have like your love list of people that you really want to work with and you're interacting with them, but also switch it up every day. Try to find at least 5 new people to interact with so that you don't run out of a market. You know, you need to constantly be making new connections, because I'm guilty of this. I mean, even recently, realizing that, oh my gosh, I haven't made any new friends in a while, you know? And so you need to, sorry if that's loud, I was trying to get some lotion out. You need to really make a conscious and intentional effort to make new friends. And the more new friends that you make, you guys, for instance, like take this example. When you first started this company, how many people did you have interested? It was a lot, right? A lot of people were like, what are you doing now? What is this? Why are you so excited? Why are you so happy? So imagine having a whole new wave of that exact same situation. If you are switching up your people, you will have that consistently. And in the meantime of that, you'll also be growing a bigger following, because you'll be being yourself. You'll be attracting your tribe. You'll be exposed to more people, and more people will want to come to see your page, to see what you're posting, what you're doing, what you're talking about, what live you did, what value you're provided, right? Like if you're doing all these other things that you should be doing and not just business, or product. And so, oh, what a long rant, but just make sure you're switching it up and being intentional every single day to make new friends. That's all I wanted to add to that. Do you want to add anything to that, Sarah?
No, I mean, no, you're good. That's definitely why I scroll, like, because the algorithm knows. Um, and when she says make new friends, it's not just about like adding people, because that's a completely different topic. This is just when people are added to your network, they're not going to see your stuff until you start interacting with them. And so it's important to be, like she said, super intentional in your stories, and not just like, I think so oftentimes we get kind of lazy and we just open up stories and we think we're all right, I'm going to love on this person's post, I'm going to comment on this person's or stories, I'm going to comment on this person's stories, whatever. And it's the same people over and over and over again. You already have a relationship with you. Yes, they may still be watching you. It may not be a complete no. Maybe you've never talked to them about the product before, but the way that you're going to keep your network growing and your audience growing is to switch up the people that you are interacting with. And that goes for stories, for your news feed. That's why we do so many versions of interacting on here, is so that we can, constantly keep our algorithm guessing on who we want to see our posts and who we want to see more of. Does that make sense? So we have about 4.5 minutes left. And those of you who just hopped on, we posted 2 stories, and we are interacting for 4 more minutes in stories.
While we're on this topic of new people, new friends, you guys remember, you can recycle your content. You will never say something too many times, because if you are switching up your people like Sarah always teaches us to do, then different people are going to see your stuff. Also remember, they might not have ever seen a single thing that you have. So maybe one day now the algorithm's working in your favor and they see your stuff, and then you're still talking about this brand new exciting business that you got to be a part of. You got asked to, launch this company or this life-saving product or whatever it is that you're talking about, right? And they're going to be drawn to that because they're like, oh wow, I didn't even know so-and-so was doing this. This is really cool. Let me reach out to them. So don't ever think that you have to quit doing the simple things, or that you have to quit doing the things that got you to where you are. Like, always remember that you can say the same thing over and over and over, and different people will hear it every single time. Just like telling your story. Every time you tell your story, someone different's going to hear it. And you never know what person needs it the most. So just remember to keep it simple. Keep doing the things that got you to where you are now. Keep doing the storytelling, because that's what we are. We're storytellers. Keep posting your opportunity in the right way. Keep posting your products in the right way. If you have like a sale like we have going on right now, you should be in your story so freaking pumped. Like, oh my God, guys, in 4 hours, we sold 8,000 units of this brand new energy drink that people can't get until September 1st. And you're getting the opportunity to get it in the next 2 hours, because they're probably going to close it tonight if they haven't already. But just those things, and stop judging yourself. When you think you want to post something, just post it, or a live or a story or whatever it is. Just do it, because it popped in your head for a reason. Don't stop judging. This is one thing that I think a lot of people do. They think, oh, I got a great idea, I want to talk about it. And then you start getting in your head, oh, no, nobody's going to watch that. Nobody's going to comment. Oh, sorry, someone's unmuted. No one's going to engage with that. Nobody's going to want to hear that. And then we start overthinking it. Well, how can we do it this way? And how can we do it that way? And then we don't even end up talking about anything, because now we've talked ourselves out of that one great idea that we had. So I just want to encourage you all to talk about those great ideas that pop in your head, or that spark an interest when you have a certain thought, because I'm sure other people can relate to it too. So sorry, I'm just on a ramble tonight, I guess.
It's okay. It's all good points. All good points. We have about 1.5 minutes left.
I thought of something else. Don't hate me, Sarah. So every day, Monday through Friday, we're going to have a power hour at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. So you guys, it's the 857 ID. It's posted in the group page. And then the assistant's going to be hosting that one for now. I'll more than likely be on them. So I'll be able to like add in, but I'm trying to train him on how to do it. And he's been like watching all of Sarah's, trying to learn. And so hop on that. And then I'm hoping that we'll be able to do some more at night in the evenings. So to help those, I know Sarah will be doing, you know, her Tuesday one as always. And then also we're coming up with another idea for an opportunity. So like giving away vouchers and doing some webinars and letting different leaders take turns doing that. So hopefully I'll have that a little more set in stone pretty soon. Would you guys use that? If you don't know about it already, would you all use that? Like, what is it? Sarah, tell them what it is. I'm trying to get this avocado out and it's not working.
So our timer just went off, but I'll explain this really quick. So they are basically, I used to use them a long time ago in a previous company, but you can go in with people, which is I think what we're trying to do. But it's a vacation voucher or a meal voucher. And they're very inexpensive to get, and you pay for like a month subscription. Basically, somebody would pay for a month subscription, and it would be like infinity number of vouchers that you can print off. Some websites are limited, but it's still like a ton. And then you can use those for, you know, contests or incentives, for your team, for new members, for, you know, whatever. I don't know if we could use it for new members. Me and Pam haven't talked like a whole lot about it, but I'm stoked. They always had really great interest when I used them in the past. So, and they're very, very cheap. They're great deals. My husband and I actually took one. So, okay. But with that being said, we're going to move on to the next task because I want to make sure that we get everything done. Let me get back to my notes. Sorry. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do, if you have not posted in the last 90 minutes, okay, so 90 minutes is the window where basically you're competing with yourself. Okay, so if I posted, you know, 30 minutes ago and then I post right now, those two posts are in the same like time frame window that Facebook gives you to basically highlight like one of your posts. So essentially those two posts would be competing with themselves. Does that make sense? So you always want to make sure that you're giving 90 minutes in between posts. I'm not a huge like poster. I don't post several times during the day, so I don't necessarily have that problem, but I know some people do, and shared things count. Shared things are not good for your algorithm anyway, but that's a different topic, and I think we talked about it last week. But so I want you guys to take the next, we'll say about 8 minutes to type up a post, but I want this post to not be about the business or the products necessarily. I want it to be about one of your 5 things. Okay. And if you have posted, you know, it to your profile in the last 90 minutes, then you can just interact on your Facebook, or if you didn't post on Instagram, maybe you could go post on Instagram. Okay. So the 5 things are what I use to basically identify myself in ways that I can relate to other people, right? So my 5 things about me would be that I'm a twin mom. I love freaking tacos, and Taco Tuesday was amazing tonight, by the way. I love tacos. I'm a special needs mom, so my 3rd thing is a special needs advocate. I absolutely love Ray Dunn, and I love animals. Or whatever those 5 things that make you you, that you can use to relate to other people. So a post about this would be, for me, it would be something about, you know, my dog, or maybe I went radon hunting this morning. If you guys don't know what they are, they're like dishes that everybody goes stupid crazy over. Not me, because I'm not crazy like that. I go for the hunt. Anyway, they're really cute. I have it everywhere. This is what it is. It's like little black and white letters. Okay. Anyway, so I could post about, hunting Ray Dunn. The point of this post is to attract the people that are into the same things that you are, or just vibe with the same things that you vibe with. You know what I mean? So I want you to, if you want to incorporate something about, like, if staying at home or, entrepreneur is one of your 5 things, then you can definitely incorporate it, but don't make it super opportunity. Don't make it super producty. This is to give people more information about yourself and help them relate to you with one of your 5 things. So maybe if you have posted, or, even if you want to do this task in place of the 5 things post, maybe if you don't have a 5 things list, you take this next 8 minutes to write down a 5 things list, so that it helps me identify with people. And then it also helps me, if I ever go onto Instagram and search a hashtag, like, I already know 5 things about me that I can use to inspire other people or relate to other people, or, whatever the case may be. I'm going to shut up. I'm going to start the timer. 8 minutes, ready, go. Okie dokie. So there's our timer for that one. If you guys did not finish up, you can take the next few minutes to finish. I'm not finished yet, so I'm gonna take the next few minutes to finish, but we are gonna move on to the next task just for those that are already finished. So the next thing we're gonna do is we are gonna go into our news feed and we are going to interact with our most recent feed. So technically it's not your actual news feed. I'll tell you how to get there. Okay, ready? So you go to your Facebook, okay, and then you click on the 3 lines down at the bottom right, and you're going to, mine pops up automatically in the tabs. It says most recent there, but I know like the Facebook layout is changing for certain people. So if you don't see it there, you're gonna click on see more, and you should see it down near the bottom in the see more. So again, 3 bars to go to your menu, and then scroll down until you see most recent, or click on see more and then scroll down until you see most recent. So I hope you guys found it. Unmute yourself or put in the chat if you can't. But this news feed is literally your most recent news feed. So this is going to be, until you get farther down, this is going to be people that have literally just posted, okay? And the reason why we are doing, I do everything in an order specifically for a reason. So the reason why we're doing this is, number one, we got interaction going out on our stories, and we've already posted a story, right? Then we posted on our actual like profile, our timeline, a post. I don't know what the correct verbiage is for that. Anyway, we've already done that. So now we're going to go interact with people who are also on Facebook right now. Like they literally just posted, okay? Because then they're going to more than likely see your stuff more than they would have if you didn't interact with them. Does that make sense? Okay. Plus, these are not always people that you typically will see in your newsfeed. You will notice when you go to most recent that you see people that you haven't seen in a really long time. And by interacting on their stuff, and by interacting, I mean leave a comment, 3 words or more, if you can, genuinely. Obviously, if it's a shared post, I see a lot of those in my most recent feed. I'm not going to comment on something that doesn't like speak to me in some way, shape, or form that I can actually put a genuine response to. Does that make sense? But I am going to try and get as many people commented on, not just a reaction, during the next, we'll do 10 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and start the timer. Let me know if you guys need to know how to get there again. Okay, ready, go. Yeah, Chantel said she's realizing how many people post like in 10 minutes. It's crazy. And so, I mean, typically when I'm not just sitting here like rattling off tasks, I will actually group tasks together, so that I can be a little bit more effective. So this is just something for you guys to think about in the future when you're doing it on your own time. You know, I will put I will take one action step or one task and turn it into 5 or 6 different ones like simultaneously. So what I mean by that is as I'm scrolling on this most recent news feed, if I'm seeing people that literally I never see them, but all I'm seeing is shared stuff and I don't know them from Adam, not sure who added who, like there's no relationship, I'm going to unfriend them or start a relationship if it's something that I feel like I can jive with. So I use this. Do you hear my dog sleeping beside me? She's snoring so loud. Um, I usually use this time to kind of like multitask, not necessarily while we're on here, but on my own time. And I do that, in stories as well. If somebody's posting derogatory stuff or I just don't like their vibe, like you can be picky when you're choosing who to build a relationship with. You don't have to build a relationship with everybody. This is your storefront. This is your audience. This is your business. Like make sure that you're spending your time on people that you feel like either value, appreciate, or deserve your time. You know what I mean? Okay. We have 6.5 minutes left. Yes, I'm so glad you like brought that up. Somebody said, let me get back to the chat here, that they needed to remove themselves from some classified groups. Okay, so if you're seeing groups pop up in your most recent feed, um, then there's a couple of different things that you can do. So you can use that as time to interact in those groups without having to go to groups. But if you're anything like me, when I'm doing something, I want to focus on what I'm doing. I don't want to get sidetracked and like go into a group and then me not comment on my most recent feed, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So what you can do is those 3 little dots up at the top right, you can click on that and you can hide post. Okay. When you hide your posts, this is not going to um, make it so that you can't see the post if you go into the group. You can still see the post once you go into the group. They're just not going to be on your news feed anymore. Okay, so it's kind of like unfollowing a type of post. So instead of unfollowing a person, you just hide that post and you don't see it anymore. You can do it with friends posts and like the Facebook Paw Patrol watch. Your friends list will not change. The fact that you are friends with them will not change, but the types of posts that you see will change because Facebook will say like, oh, okay, she didn't like this type of post, so I'm going to show her something different. And so I do that with shared posts all the time and group posts actually. And then there's also an option to snooze people. So you can actually snooze someone for 30 days so that you stay friends with them and you're still following them, but you can not see their stuff for a whole 30 days. So that's kind of crazy too. Okay, I'm done. I'm hoarse. Okie dokie. There's our timer for that one. We're going to move right along. The next thing we're going to do is I want you to send some birthday messages before the day is over. If you've already done this, you can go to friendversary messages as well. But pretty much, I just like to send a nice, kind message wishing someone a happy birthday. Make sure that it's a personalized message. We've done these before on Power Hour, but I'm just going to rattle off a few pointers. So I always use their name. A lot of times I'll use the day of the week that it is. That way these people don't know that it's copy and pasted. And I always like to say something positive and uplifting, wish them a happy birthday or a happy friendversary, and then ask a question. So those are the three things that I try and touch on when I'm sending out these happy birthday or friendversary messages. So for instance, it would be like, hey, Eliana, oh my gosh, I saw it's your birthday. I hope you had an amazing day, and I hope that this year brings lots of love and laughter. Did you do anything fun? Like, and that creates a response more so than just saying, happy birthday, girl. Hope you had an amazing day, because you could be saying that to anyone. And when you ask questions, you're opening up like Pandora's box, basically. You're opening that door of communication that, I mean, people know, you guys, people know that most network marketers send birthday messages. And people know that most people who write on your timeline just see that it's your birthday and they're just like, happy birthday. And they don't really care to know what's been going on in your life. They just want to tell you happy birthday. You want to be different. That's why I asked the question. That's why I use the name and the day of the week that it is or whatever. So we're going to take 10 minutes. No, we'll take 5 minutes because I have two more tasks. Well, we might only get through with one, but 5 minutes. Okay, ready to go. Oh, and let me tell you where to find these if you don't know where to find birthdays. They used to be easy to find and then they switched it. They're still easy, but they're in a different spot. So click up on, when you go to your Facebook, click on your timeline, okay? And then click on the magnifying glass as if you were going to search somebody's name and just type in birthdays. Super simple. It will come up with three or four people on the top whose birthday it is. And then you can click on see all and you can see everybody's birthday. I already started the timer, so make sure you guys are working on this right now while I'm talking. But I also wanted to say, if you wanted to ever switch it up and post to a birthday story, that's something that's an option when you click on see all. It looks like this. I don't know if you guys can see that, but there's all of these fun little birthday-ish backgrounds, and you can write something on there. But I still feel like I get a better response when I'm sending the message or even a voice message if you wanted to, with a question at the end. The question at the end is like the most important piece. So, okay, continue. Oh, and you guys, I forgot to tell you where to find friendversary messages. We only have a minute left, but I will tell you really quick. I'm sorry. I will tell you really quick where to find them. So if you go to your menu, and you go to the memories, it looks like a little clock icon. If you don't see it, click on see more and then find memories. But if you click on that, it's going to come up with all of your posts that were like on this day, right? For forever, however many years. If you scroll all the way to the bottom of that, that's where it's going to tell you who you became friends with on this day. And I like to call myself out if I have not talked to somebody in a long time. Like, I'll call myself out and be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it's been this long since we've talked, or oh my gosh, I can't believe we've been friends for 3 years and we've never talked. So it's a fun way to create conversations with new people, kind of like what we were talking about earlier too. Oh, and there's our timer. So we are going to do one last task. We might be able to squeeze in two. We'll just see. But I want you to find 3 to 5 quality new Facebook friends for your next task. And I want these people to come from somewhere outside of your suggested friends list. So I talk about this a lot as well. As far as suggested friends list is not where you want to find your peeps. Okay. Most of the time, Facebook knows that you're a network marketer. Facebook knows the kinds of posts that you make, and it basically introduces you to people who make those similar kinds of posts who, are, I don't know, they just know. Okay, they know. And so most of the time, people in your suggested friends are going to be network marketers already, which isn't a bad thing, but just you don't want to do that every single time you add friends. You want to really think outside the box and start reaching into an entire different audience to gain some friends. So ways that I like to add friends are through groups. So if I've made a recent post and I got tons of interaction, and maybe I got into a 3 or 4 comment conversation with somebody on a response to one of my posts or even on one of their posts, I'll go add them on Facebook. So you can do it that way. You can also add people through, boutiques or boutiques, however you say it, fashion stores in your area, hairdressers, salons, like whatever. You can go to their Facebook page, go to one of those recent posts that Facebook page has made, look at everybody that's liked and commented, and start picking through people that way. And then lastly, you can go to a friend, and when you click on that friends, it's going to have a suggested part in that person's friends list, if that makes sense. And this is completely separate from your suggested friends that pops up while you're scrolling your newsfeed. Okay. So if you're wanting to kind of narrow down, like say there's a type of friend that you want to add, and somebody who is basically that type of friend, and you want to go add more people like them, you can go do it that way. So you can go to a person's friends list and then click on suggested, and it'll bring up suggested friends based on that friend's profile. Crazy, I know. So let's take 5 minutes ish to do this task, and then I'll give you guys one more to end the night with, but we probably won't stay on Power Hour for that one. Okay, ready, go. Okie dokie. So I'm going to hit on a last task really quick. If you guys will hang out for 5 more minutes, but if you don't get it done, just continue. I like to do this at least once a week, but I'm going to tell you guys to go back a week, or you can start from today and then go back, however you want to do it. You can time yourself, whatever. But I want you to focus on responding to every single comment that was left on any post that you've made in the past week or so. I mean, you can even go longer if you want. I do it very often, so I don't necessarily need to go any longer. But if this is not something that you do regularly, I highly recommend you start, just because re-engaging with people and giving them, lint or something, giving them interaction back is going to make them want to interact on your posts more. So I literally just go to my profile and I'll start at the top, and I'll just work my way down until I find like several posts in a row to where I know that I've touched on every single comment, and then I'll stop. Like I said, I do this at least once a week, so usually it's only a few days, but we all miss notifications and whatnot. So make sure that you're doing that, and I'll just hang out for a few minutes since we go until 11:30. And if you guys have any questions while we're hanging out these last few minutes, definitely ask away. So Danny, I go to my actual profile. Are you talking about the most recent task about like responding to comments and stuff? I'll go to the menu, and then I'll go to just my profile, and I'll just scroll down to see like the first post that I see is obviously the one that we just made. I don't have a lot of comments on that one yet, but that's something that I would start with. And then I would just scroll down until just making sure that I'm hitting on every single post and making sure that I'm responding to every comment on each post until I get to like, 3 or 4 in a row that I know that I've commented on. And then, yeah, I go through every single post exactly, because I just want to make sure that I'm reciprocating that interaction. All right, we are at 11:30, so I am going to hop off of here, and I'm trying to get these other power hours uploading to the page. It's being difficult for me, so I will try my best to get these uploaded as soon as possible. There are a couple already in Unit 11, I believe is what it is. So if you ever want to go back and watch a power hour, you can definitely do that there. And yeah, we'll continue doing these every Tuesday night at 10:30 with me. And then I know Pam mentioned the assistant starting to do them at 11 a.m. Central Time every single day, Monday through Friday. So that's going to be really cool too. So thank you guys for hopping on with me, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.